Very good morning to all. Just tell me once, am I clearly audible? Okay, very good. First of all, I welcome you all for your second year program, that is MBA. You all are selected your major specialization as financial management. So, in the last semester, when we are talking about the first semester in which you have studied bookkeeping and accountancy, that is managerial accountancy. So in the first lecture of advanced financial management, I want to introduce you about the basic concept and basic terminologies of bookkeeping and accountancy. Then later on we will start our actual subject, that is advanced financial management. But before understanding the basic concept of advanced financial management, you need to clear your basic concept of bookkeeping and accountancy. So, students, what is bookkeeping? Bookkeeping is concerned with recording of business transaction. But most of the times, I have observed that many of the students have not cleared the concept about transaction. That what do you mean by transaction? When I was asked to the students, Ki, what is transaction? So they are confused. Even they know what is transaction. They know it is an act of exchange of things or services, or it must there must be a two parties for every each and every transaction. But in words, even in conceptual understanding, you should explain in detail what is transaction. So students, before understanding the bookkeeping is concerned with the recording of business transaction. But for that purpose, you need to understand first what is transaction. So as far as concerned, the concept transaction is an act of exchange of things or services between the two parties, is termed as transaction. That transaction may be monetary transaction and non-monetary transaction. Students, what is monetary transactions and what is non-monetary transaction? See, monetary transaction means there there should be are or we concern with only the money transaction. Say for example, if a transaction has no financial character, so it will not be recorded, and that considered as non-monetary or ordinary transaction. But the transaction having financial character, say for example, if you have purchased goods and in return if you have paid money to the another party or to the seller, it means that transaction is called as monetary transaction. But non-monetary transaction, before the decades, it was considered as a barter system. So it means, for example, giving a cycle to a friend for a day or two for his use. In return, he will give you the another things for their use, is termed as the non-monetary transaction. So, students, what is business transaction? So, any transactions, dealings, or events of a business which are in part at least of a financial character are considered as a business transaction. Therefore, see, whenever we talk of a business transaction, we refer to money transaction only. Or in simple words, we can say that in accountancy, we only considered monetary transaction. Sending a price list to an intending customer is not a monetary transaction. It's a there you are just sending the list. Okay, so you are sending the list to the customer or seller, is not a business transaction. But when you are sending the list, and in return, if the seller gives you all the things in return, when you will pay the money, are termed as a business transaction. In short, we can say that every business transaction or every transaction should have financial character. So if there is a no financial character, there is a or we can without it's a exclusion of financial activities are termed as the non-monetary transaction. When we are talking about the types of business transaction, so it is a purchase or sale of goods for cash or on credit. The term goods is what? The term goods is differ from person to person. The goods is differ from business to business. Say for example, if there is a furniture merchant, so the furniture is goods for furniture merchant. If there is a cycle store, so the cycle is goods for cycle store. Then type number 2 is a purchase of property, furniture and machinery. What it means? It means the purchase of property, furniture or machinery. We can say that purchase of fixed asset are also the part of business transaction, because when you purchase something, it means you have to pay cash or on credit to their seller when they are of no use to the business. Then the borrowing or lending of money, and fourth one is incurring routine expenses. What are incurring routine expenses? For example, salary, rent, electricity charges, postage, advertisements. So that are incurring routine expenses. These are the expenditure, but there should be a monetary transaction. Every transaction should have a financial character. So that's why it termed as the monetary transaction. And that is the part of business transaction. So students, you being a finance students, you should understand first the basic concept of bookkeeping and accountancy. What is bookkeeping? Bookkeeping is concerned with the recording of business transaction. But before that, you should understand first what is transaction. Transaction is what? Transaction may be a monetary transaction and non-monetary transaction. If the transaction not having any financial character, money or money's worth, termed as non-monetary transaction. But transaction having the financial character, money or money's worth, are termed as monetary transaction. And only monetary transaction in accountancy we considered as business transactions. Now see what is bookkeeping and accountancy. So bookkeeping is a scientific method of recording day-to-day business transaction in words and figures in the books of accounts. So again, when we are talking about the recording of business transaction in the books of accounts, so for that purpose, in the semester number 1 in managerial accountancy, we have studied the 3 golden rules of accountancy. That is, there are 2 types of accounts, that is personal account and impersonal account. And impersonal accounts are again having 2 types, that is nominal accounts and real account. So what are the rules of real accounts? What are the 3 golden rules? When we are talking about the golden rules of accounts, it means the basic of real account is what? Debit what comes in and credit what goes out. Then the second term is personal account. Debit all the receiver, credit all the giver. And the third one is nominal account. Debit all the expenses and losses and credit all the income and gains. So these are the 3 golden rules of accounts. With using the principles of these 3 golden rules of account, we can journalize business transaction in the books of account, and that is the systematic way and the scientific method of recording of day-to-day business transaction in the books of account are called as accountancy. So what are the objectives of bookkeeping? It is the permanent record of the business transaction, knowing the data, ascertaining trading results to meet the requirements of certain laws. Because see, it is not possible for any person to remember all the transaction. Even one cannot rely on one's memory. When further we are talking about the memory cannot be accepted as an evidence in the legal case, but bookkeeping serves as a permanent record of the business dealings, and it can be produced as an evidence whenever and wherever required. When we are talking about the knowing the data, a trader can know what he owes to others and what others owe to him, and the value of the various classes of property in his business should be taken into consideration. Ascertaining trading result, because it enables a trader to ascertain his trading results, whether his business is in profit or loss. Profit may be earned or losses may be sustained by his business. So to the know the financial position of the business, bookkeeping is necessary. Bookkeeping is required. Even to meet the requirements of the certain laws are the another part. Then existence of bookkeeping enables the executives of the business correct assessment of income tax, ascertaining the creditworthiness, legal actions, insolvency, ascertaining value of business, maintenance of books of accounts, supporting insurance claims, and government are having the importance of bookkeeping and accountancy. But before studying the basic concept of bookkeeping and accountancy, students should know the basic accounting terminologies. What is cash transaction? What are credit transactions? What is goods? What is purchase sales? What is purchase return outward? So, all these accounting terminologies we have already discussed in, or we have already studied in our semester 1. So students, these are the basic concepts, these are the basic terminologies of bookkeeping and accountancy that being a finance students you should revise the entire things while studying the advanced financial management. So let us start with and come with our regular subject, that is advanced financial management. But before that, I want to ask you, have you understood the entire things? Have you understood, students? Okay. Yes, Swapnil, see, these are the basic concept that every financial management students should take into consideration, or should go to revise the entire things, basic concepts of managerial accountancy, because it includes the basic concept like bookkeeping, the three golden rules of accountancy. With the help of these golden rules of accountancy, we can means businessman can journalize their business transaction into journal books. With the help of using the principles of ledger account, they are using the journal entries for the purpose of making or preparing the ledger accounts. With using the balances amount of ledger accounts, the businessman can prepare the trial balance with the help of debit balances and the credit balances. Even when we are talking about preparing the balance sheet, we have to apply the principle of dual concept of recording of every business transaction with using the dual effect of adjustments, that you students already solved the problems on how to prepare balance sheet, because that balance sheet shows the financial position of the business. So students, before studying or before go into the depth of financial management, you should revise first what you have studied in the semester number 1 and in semester number 2. Now we are going to start our new subject in this third semester subject, that is 304, Advanced Financial Management. The subject, the name of the subject itself indicate you that now you are going to studying the advanced financial management, the advanced rules, advanced techniques which are using in financial management for managing the entire business, managing the entire financial terminologies which are using by the businessman for maintaining or earning their profit from their business. Every business organization has two objectives. First is profit maximization and second is a wealth maximization. So when we are talking about the profit maximization, every business organization, they should focused on how to raise the capital, how to maintain, how to invest the capital, how to utilize the capital with using or with the principle of minimizing the wastages of the capital, the wastages of the entire material which are using in the manufacturing process of the production of the product. So being a businessman, every businessman should be a cost efficient. If a businessman, if a businessman are unable to maintain or unable to minimize the cost of capital, then he may not earn profit from his business. So, are making profit from the business, a businessman should be a cost efficient. Cost efficient means he has know how to control over the entire activities during the production procedure. So students, this is very interesting subject and this is very important for your knowledge purposes. Now we are going to study the advanced level, we are going to study the advanced level of financial management. Now see, uh, 1 minute. Okay, okay. Now the screen is visible to all. Presentation is visible to all students. Yes, Siley. Okay. Now see, okay, so this is your 304 Advanced Financial Management. It has a 3 credit course, MBA second year, the finance specialization student. This is our lecture number 1 and unit number 1, that is financial planning and shareholder value. Now see, what is financial planning? See, you can see here one umbrella. One umbrella in which you can see there is an ambulance. It indicates the medical expenditure. Even you can see home, you can see car, the outing with family. Under one umbrella, you can see here home, car, outing of family. Later on, increases of family members. Later on, the marriage of your daughter, son. So this is the financial planning. Being a finance students, you should know this concept, that is financial planning. Being a financial management students, you should know the techniques. Even you can work as an advisor, how to or advice to the society that how to plan for your financial asset, where to invest, what to invest. That the basic concept you should know. You can see here in financial planning under one umbrella there are various responsibilities. We can see here the responsibilities. So, how to manage, how to plan for the financial activities? See, normally people always think it is not really possible to fulfill all their goals or dreams without having a high salary or belonging to a rich family. But it is not the truth. With the help of financial planning, you can achieve all your life goals or dreams. Yes, I can. If you are see the one first in first image, you can see here the one person ladding all the stairs. Yes, because he can do, because he having the confidence that I can do the things. But when we are, you can see one person at the first step, he said that I can't do. If you can't do, then stay at the one step only. But if you can do, then you will go. You will ladder step by step. And later on, in the second image, you can see you will sit on money. So, do you want to know how? This is the question. How it is possible? Now, again, see this umbrella. If you have planned your money, if you have distributed your money, then you can achieve your goals of making profit. Now you can see here, students, now you can see here, the main is health insurance. I have observed many of salaried individuals as well as businessmen, they are refused to buy health insurance. Why? Because they are thinking that they are fit. They are fit, the thinking is good. But for better financial planning, you should taken into consideration first thing that health may be destroyed or may not be destroyed. So for the purpose, if it will happen, because life is uncertain, whatever whatever the things, there are risks in each and every stages. So you have to minimize your risk with the help of choosing the better plan of action or better financial planning. Say for example, if you buy health insurance, see, one important statement is health is wealth. That we all are heard this sentence, that is health is wealth. But the s- second statement is what? Health is wealth is true, but if you are not maintain your health, it will take your wealth. So if you are not healthy, if even you know, if you don't know what will happen in the future, so for that purpose you need to buy health insurance, because it minimizes your risk of wastage of your money. Otherwise, in future, the if there is a one circumstances will happen that you need to go into the hospital. So the expenditure of hospitalization is far more, or it will take your entire saving. But if you are if you are a good financial planner, so the first indication of a good financial planner is to buy health insurance policy, because it secures your saving, it secures your future. The next thing, if you want to joy with your family, you need to save your money, you need to invest your money, you need to plan, you need to plan for your money, for their proper utilization as well as for their proper investment. So do you want to know how? Yes, it is possible. How? See, let us first know what is financial planning. Financial planning is the process of achieving your life goals by using different investment options with your current resources through proper and disciplined money management. Students, am I clearly audible? Are you there? Yes, yes, very good. नाही तर मी इकडे एकटा बोलतोय आणि तुम्ही तिकडे कोणी नाही. So that's why I'm asking. Students, see, this is advanced financial management. In the first semester, you have learned the basic concept of managerial accountancy, bookkeeping, accountancy, the rules and regulations, how to prepare the balance sheet, how financial position shows, how balance sheet shows the financial position of the business, that you have learned in the semester number 1. But in the semester number 2, you have studied the subject financial management, and the two subject, that is personal financial planning and the subject related to derivatives, that you have studied in the last semester, that is semester number 2. But in this semester, this subject plays an important role. This will clear your entire concept about the financial management. So step by step, you have to study this subject. So now this is financial management, but this is advanced financial management, and the first topic is related with your financial planning. Financial planning is important. Being a finance students, being a MBA students, say for example, after completion of your MBA, you will be appointed as manager, financial manager of a business. But how to plan? How to? You need to understand the basic principles of management, that is planning, organizing, coordinating, motivating, decision making, leadership, initiative. Decision making plays an important role in financial planning. So what is financial planning? It is the process of achieving your life goals by using different investment option with your current resources through proper and disciplined money management. So financial planning is not only about money, but it is all about your life, about your fulfilling of your wishes, dreams, aspirations, and your enjoyment in achieving them. सो दॅट्स वाय फायनान्शियल प्लॅनिंग इज इम्पॉर्टंट. नाहीतर 2 वर्ष नुसतं MBA केलं, MBA झाल्यानंतर पैसाही मिळवला, नोकरी मिळवली, पण त्याच्यात काय शिकले हेच जर कळलं नाही, हाऊ टू मॅनेज युअर सेल्फ, हाऊ टू मॅनेज युअर एक्सपेंडिचर, हाऊ टू इन्क्रीज युअर सेव्हिंग by investing your money with your current resources, is financial planning. So that's why three major components. See in the PPT, you can see here there are three components which plays an important role in financial planning process. First is your current resources. Sorry, your current resources. Whatever the current resources you have in today's scenario. The second is you have to know, or you have to choose your investment options for your financial goals. See, financial planning is what? CR plus IO is equal to FG, means current resources and their investment option. Now see, what does financial planner do? आता financial planner काय करतात? The financial planner first makes a note of your financial goals and its priorities. Then the planner analyzes your current financial situation. They recommends the right plan with proper asset allocation, monitoring it regularly, Rebalance your portfolio from time to time based on your changing lifestyle and investment opportunities. But for that, they should have plan for the pre-work. So for that, they organize. Make a habit to organize all your financial papers and any documents which you think may be important. Now see steps for setting your financial goals. Step for setting your financial goals. First, write your goals and be specific. When you write your financial goals, so it will help you to visualize them. It should be specific and realistic. Then identify your time specific goals. That goals may be a short term goals, medium term goals, long term goals. When you are talking about the short term goals, the goals which you want to achieve within 1 year. Say for example, your child's play school admission. Medium term goals, you want to achieve these goals within 5 years. For example, your child's school admission. Long term goals that you want to achieve after 5 years. For example, retirement, child's education and marriage, etc. etc. So, being a good financial planner, you should go these three steps. First, you have to write your goals on specific paper. You have to specific. You may be realistic about your goals. Then identify your time specific goals की कशाला कधी किती पैसे लागणार आहे, पुढच्या वर्षी किती लागणार आहे, 3 वर्षानंतर किती लागणार आहे, 5 वर्षानंतर किती लागणार आहे. दॅट इज अनदर पार्ट. थर्ड इज प्रायोरिटी. While you deciding the short term, medium, long term goals, you need to set your priorities first. After listing your financial goals, it's time to number them according to your priority की आत्ता काय महत्वाचं आहे. That is important. Then analysis of your current financial situation, cash flow statements, because it will give you the full information of your income and expenditure. तुम्हाला किती पैसे मिळतात आणि किती खर्च आहे, that you will give the it will give the full information about your income and expenditure. Then about the net worth. So net worth is an overall statement of your assets and liabilities, because net worth is what? It is asset minus liabilities. Now see the importance of cash flow statement and net worth in financial planning. But before starting this point, students, I want to ask you some question. So there, Swapnil, so are you there, Swapnil? Swapnil Nagap? So yes, Swapnil. Swapnil, tell me about the financial planning of yourself. I don't want the answer of your personal saving, but just I want to know from your side that how you plan for your financial how you plan your financial asset or financial earning, whatever your current earning is. Please tell me. See, okay, no problem. You are not working, but your parent is giving you something, okay, something for you for your expenditure. So how you plan? See, current resources means what? Whatever the resources you have currently, in whatever the way. So being a financial manager, being a good financial planner, you should have a plan. You should have a proper plan of your income and expenditure. मग स्वप्नील तू कसं करशील? तुला फायनान्शियल प्लॅनिंग लक्षात आलं का? मी आता जे काही शिकवतोय ते सगळ्यांच्या बरोबर लक्षात येते का? हां. सी लँग्वेज इज नॉट बॅरियर. इफ यू वॉन्ट टू येस, जस्ट शेअरिंग इज इम्पॉर्टंट. कम्युनिकेशन इज इम्पॉर्टंट. येस स्वप्नील, कसं तुला करता येईल फायनान्शियल प्लॅनिंग? नाही स्वप्नील, हेच मी तुला सांगतो. आता थोडं विषयांतर करतो, पण तुला एक एक्झाम्पल सांगतो. म्हणजे मी काही खूप असा गुड प्लॅनर आहे वगैरे असं मी म्हणणार नाही. पण एक मी त्यातल्या त्यात सांगतो. इट डिपेंड्स ऑन युअर हॅबिट इट डिपेंड्स ऑन युअर, म्हणजे प्रायोरिटीवर पण या गोष्टी असतात. आता तुला सांगतो मी की फायनान्शियल प्लॅनिंग, आता मी एक MBAचा टीचर आहे. तुम्हाला फायनान्शियल मॅनेजमेंट हे माझं आज 12 वर्ष झाले, मी फायनान्शियल प्लॅनिंग फायनान्शियल मॅनेजमेंट हे शिकवतो आहे. मग आता त्याच्यातनं मग जो शिकवतोय शेवटी पहिले त्याच्याकडे सुद्धा बघितलं पाहिजे. म्हणून मग माझ्यातले जे काय गुण आहेत तू आता येऊन बघणार नाही, पण बिईंग अ टीचर मी तुझ्याशी खरंच जे आहे तेच बोलणार. आता तुला सांगतो 12वी पर्यंत मी घरी होतो, म्हणजे बुलढाणा हे माझं गाव, तिथे आई वडिलांबरोबर सगळं कुटुंबामध्ये होतो. पण 12वीला मी ज्या वेळेला कॉमर्समध्ये आपल्या याच्यामध्ये मेरिट आलो, आणि मला त्यावेळेला वाटलं, कारण बुलढाण्यामध्ये 12वी पर्यंत माझं मराठी माध्यमातच शिक्षण होतं. मग नंतर असं वाटलं की आता मराठीतनं इतकं काही असं स्कोप नाही, सांगणारे पण होते त्यावेळेला. मग म्हटलं आता आपण पुण्यामध्ये जावं शिकायला. आणि म्हणून मग पुण्यामध्ये, कारण बुलढाण्यात इंग्लिश मीडियम नव्हतं, BCom वगैरे हे सगळं मराठी माध्यमात नव्हतं, ज्याचा काही यूज नव्हता. मराठी माध्यमातनं करून काहीच उपयोग नाही. ग्रॅज्युएशन पोस्ट ग्रॅज्युएशन नंतरही काहीच डेव्हलपमेंट होत नाही. पण एक सर्टन 12वी पर्यंत 10वी पर्यंत ठीक आहे. मी तर म्हणतो आता तर फक्त 1ली पर्यंत ठीक आहे. मुलांना थोडे आकडेमोड यायला पाहिजे. हां. पण आता आपण इंग्लिशचं इम्पॉर्टंट म्हणजे नाकारू शकत नाही. कारण ते पाहिजे. मी तर म्हणतो की इट इज अ स्टेटस सिम्बॉल. समजा आता मी माझं एंटायर लेक्चर जर तुम्हाला मराठीत शिकवलं, तर तुम्ही म्हणाल, "अरे काय, मी कुठल्या जिल्हा परिषद शाळेत ॲडमिशन घेतली का?" बरोबर आहे. हे एक मानसिकता असते. म्हणून आपल्याला त्या स्टेजनुसार बदलावं लागते. पण सगळ्या स्टुडंट्सला इंग्लिश पटकन समजत नाही, म्हणून आपण थोडी मधली लँग्वेज वापरतो. मराठी घेतो, इंग्लिश घेतो, असं मिक्स करतो. आता फायनान्शियल प्लॅनिंगच्या बाबतीत तुला सांगतो, जसं तू म्हणतो ना, की आत्ता जो पैसा मिळतो वडिलांकडनं, तो सगळा असाच खर्च होतो. का होतो? कारण प्लॅनिंग नाही. जेव्हा मी पुण्यामध्ये आलो, त्यावेळेला मला पहिले 2 महिने खूप खर्च झाला. पण तिसऱ्या महिन्यात मला लक्षात आलं, की आता हा सगळा खर्च कसा मॅनेज करायचा. त्यावेळेला बरोबर मी जिथे कॉट बेसिसला राहायचो, मला माहिती होतं महिन्याला, त्यावेळेला तर अगदी बापरे ₹500 होते. आता तो पोरांना 2-2, 3-3 हजार रुपये झालेले आहे. म्हणजे 2004 मध्ये तरी 500 होते. हां, 2004 म्हणजे काहीच नाही. म्हणजे ₹500 महिना होता. आणि मेसचा 2 टाईमचा काहीतरी ₹900 होते. 2 टाईमचे ₹900 होते मेसचे. तर त्यावेळेला, आता महागाई वाढली आहे, मला तर वाटतं आता काय 2000 वगैरे झाले असतील चांगले. बघा आता, बघ म्हणजे किती फरक आहे. 900, 2004ची गोष्ट सांगतोय मी. मग मला हे लक्षात आलं होतं, की बुवा हे 9 न 5 14 म्हणजे 1400 लागणार. आणि बाबा मला बरोबर ₹3000 पाठवायचे. तुला सांगतो प्रत्येक महिन्याला त्या 3000तनं मी ₹1000 उरवायचं. मग आता, आणि असं नाही बरं, सगळं मित्रांबरोबर फिरून मस्त, काय म्हणतात त्याला, म्हणजे फिरणं. हां, मग आता याच्यामध्ये कसं आहे, कुठल्या सवयी नव्हत्या वाईट. म्हणजे तुमचं कुठल्याच वाईट सवयी नव्हत्या. म्हणजे कारण वाईट सवयी असल्या की तिथे जास्त पैसा खर्च होतो. त्या योगायोगाने म्हणा किंवा यांनी म्हणा नाहीये, आजही नाहीयेत. त्यामुळे तिथे पैसा खूप वाचला, आणि मग उरलेला पैसा मग प्रायोरिटी ठरवायच्या. जसं बघा, आपली सेकंड स्टेप काय सांगते, की तुमचं गोल, पैसे वाचवायचेही असले तरी काय गोल असलं पाहिजे. तर मला पुढे जाऊन त्यावेळेला वाटत होतं, की पुण्यामध्ये जेव्हा मी आलो 2-3 महिन्यात बघितलं, तर लॅपटॉप मी बघायचो सगळ्यांकडे. मग तेव्हा मला वाटलं होतं लॅपटॉप. मग आपण हेच बाबांचे पैसे दिलेले आहेत, याचे साठवत राहावे. तर तुला सांगतो 3 वर्ष माझं BCom झाल्यानंतर, बाबा जे पैसे पाठवायचे त्याच्यातनं खर्च झाल्यानंतर, 3 वर्षाचं छान BComही झालं, डिस्टिंक्शनमध्येही पास झालो, गरवारे कॉलेजला होतो. तेही झालं, आणि माझे बरोबर त्यावेळेला काय 25 आणि 30 हजाराला काय लॅपटॉप मिळायचा. तर पहिला लॅपटॉप मी माझा 27,000ला घेतला होता, चांगला लिनोवोचा, एकदम मस्त होता. पण तेव्हा कसे सगळे ड्युअल कोर प्रोसेसर वगैरे होते. आता खूप आले i3 वगैरे, त्यामुळे आता तो माझा खराब झालाय. पण तरी चांगली साथ दिली त्याने. 10, 12, 13 वर्ष साथ दिली त्याने चांगली. तर सांगायचा उद्देश असा, की त्यावेळेला मग ते गोल झालं. मग तो लॅपटॉप आल्यामुळे माझं 2 वर्षाचं MBA एकदम छान झालं. ते 2 वर्षाचं MBA छान झाल्यामुळे मला लगेच टीचिंग लाईनमध्ये मी आलो. टीचिंगमध्ये मग पहिले मी 7.5 वर्ष दुसऱ्या ऑर्गनायझेशनमध्ये होतो. मग आता मागच्या 4 वर्षापासून आपल्या या ऑर्गनायझेशनमध्ये आहे. त्यामधल्या पिरियडमध्ये 4-5 महिने मी वर्ल्ड पीस युनिव्हर्सिटी आहे MITची, कोथरूडची. तिथे M.Com आणि BComला कॉस्टिंग सब्जेक्ट शिकवलेले आहेत. तर या सगळ्या, म्हणजे बघ त्या लॅपटॉपचा मला किती फायदा झाला. इव्हन आज मी तुम्हाला तुमच्यासमोर येऊन शिकवू शकतो. तर हे तुमचे फायनान्शियल, आलं का लक्षात? तुम्ही कुठल्या गोष्टीसाठी जी इन्व्हेस्टमेंट करताय, त्या इन्व्हेस्टमेंटनी तुम्हाला परत पैसे दिले पाहिजे. म्हणजे आपल्या आजच्या लेक्चरचा जो बेसिक पार्ट आहे तो हाच आहे. लक्षात येते तुमच्या? आता आता मी तुला या इथून पुढचा हा पार्ट सांगतो, नीट लक्ष द्या. द फोर्थ स्टेप इज व्हॉट? एनालिसिस ऑफ युअर करंट फायनान्शियल सिच्युएशन. Analysis of your, Swapnil, your current financial position. So cash flow statement, so it will give you the full information about your income and your expenditure. आता जर कधी तुमचा एक्सपेंडिचर हा तुमच्या इन्कमपेक्षा जास्त असेल, तर तुम्ही लिहून ठेवा, तुम्ही भविष्यात लॉसमध्येच जाणार. तुम्हाला तुमच्या इन्कमच्या मानानेच तुमचा एक्सपेंडिचर ठेवावा लागणार. अदरवाइज इन फ्युचर you will face a major loss, or you may be suffer from the losses from whatever your lifestyle. So the net worth is an overall statement of your asset and liabilities. Then importance of cash flow statement and net worth in financial planning is what? See, both the cash flow and net worth statement will give you a real picture of your present situation and help you make realistic financial goal. Realistic financial goal. स्वप्नील म्हणजे मी फक्त नाव घेतोय, पण सगळ्यांना सांगतोय. नीट लक्ष द्या, नाही तर बाकी स्टुडंट, अक्षदा रास्कर इज देअर, सायली गोरे, नेहा जाधव, आर यू देअर? सायली गोरे, Akshada, okay, yes, very good. Yes, very good. I'm very happy to hear your voice. Okay, see, now see the picture of this entire situation. So realistic financial goals म्हणजे बरेचदा काय होते, आता हे सगळं आपण स्वतःचं तुमचं सेल्फ एक्झाम्पल इथे देतोय, बट if you are a manager of a particular or one of the company, so you will be a good manager, you will be a good financial manager. So you should first know the realistic financial goal of yourself as well as your financial your company. But if you are not a good financial of yourself for your life, then how you will manage the finance for one company? So that's why here in this semester, advanced financial management, the first topic is entirely included yourself as a financial planner. So now see, budgeting. Budgeting is what? Sorry, the realistic financial goals. So updated regularly. These two vital documents do not replace each other, but they are supportive documents to each other. म्हणजे तुम्ही जे काही गोल ठरवाल ते प्रत्येक वेळेला बदलले नाही पाहिजे. सो दॅट इज द मेन थिंग. सो बजेटिंग इज वॉट? बजेटिंग इज अनदर इम्पॉर्टंट पार्ट. बजेटिंग तुम्हाला जर चांगलं शिकायचं असेल तर तुमच्या आईकडनं तुम्ही ते छान शिकू शकता. बघा, तिचं प्रॉपर बजेट असते की महिन्याला किती आहे काय आहे ते बरोबर वडिलांना सांगत असतात आणि वडील बरोबर तेवढे पैसे तिच्या हातात ठेवत असतात. तर हे असं पूर्वी होतं, वडील ठेवायचे हातात. हे आताचा बराच ट्रेंड बदललेला आहे. आता बायका पण स्वतः म्हणजे जॉब करतात, हे करतात. बऱ्याच जणांच्या घरी त्यांच्या आई वगैरे हाऊसवाईफ असतील, बऱ्याच जणांच्या आज त्या पण वर्किंग असतील. व्हॉटएव्हर, प्रत्येक सिच्युएशन वेगवेगळी असू शकते, पण सगळ्यांचं बेसिक मात्र एकच असते की जे काय बजेटिंग आहे महिन्याच्या खर्चाचं, ते प्रत्येक घरी सारखंच असते. इन फायनान्शियल प्लॅनिंग, सो बजेटिंग प्लेज अ very vital and important part. So budgeting will give you the exact picture of your expenses and spending habits. So this will help you to plan your expenses and spending habits more efficiently. स्वप्नील, आलं का लक्षात? Yes, budgeting will give you the exact picture of your expenses and spending habit, की तू आता कशावर खर्च करतो. सो दिल विल, समजा आता या केसमध्ये समजा आता जास्त ठीक आहे, आता ऑनलाईन प्लॅटफॉर्म आहे, रेकॉर्डिंग पण आहे, त्यामुळे मी जास्त बोलत नाही. जर कधी आपण फिजिकली क्लासरूममध्ये असतो तर मी तुला एक छान एक्झाम्पल अजून दिलं असतं. सो this will help you to plan your expenses and spending habits are more efficiently. So if you do not know where you are spending your money, just keep a track on your spending habits. नाही तर आपल्यालाच कळत नाही की आपले कशावर पैसे खर्च होतात ते नेमकं. जसं नंतरच्या काळातही तुम्हाला सांगतो, ज्यावेळेला पुण्यात आल्यानंतर मला बऱ्याच नवीन नवीन गोष्टींची म्हणजे खाणं प्रिय असते प्रत्येकाला, तर पुण्यात आल्यानंतर तर बापरे, जी चटक लागली होती खाण्याची बाहेरचं वेगवेगळं. मग चायनीज असू द्या, तुमचं ते चितळेंचा हे आपला काय जोशींचा तो वडा असू द्या, किंवा अजून काय काय असे बऱ्याच गोष्टी असतात. तर याच्यामध्ये सुद्धा अननेसेसरी पैसे खूप खर्च व्हायचे. पण त्याचा सुद्धा तुमच्याकडे एक प्रॉपर ट्रॅक असला पाहिजे की ते तुम्ही किती करतायत. त्यामुळे जी लिखाणाची पूर्वी एक सवय होती, जसं बुक किपिंगच म्हणतात त्याला पण, की एक लिहून ठेवणं की रोज तुम्ही किती खर्च करताय. महिन्याच्या शेवटी बघायचं की किती अननेसेसरी झाला. तुम्हाला सांगतो खूप फरक पडतो. आता अर्थात मी अनेकदा प्रयत्न केला, पण माझं ते कधी वर्थ म्हणजे तो फ्रुटफुल झालं नाही. कारण सगळ्या गोष्टी आपण जेव्हा खर्च करतो तेव्हा आपल्याला असंच वाटत असते, अरे हे महत्वाचंच आहे. आलं लक्षात? सो इट्स अ पार्ट ऑफ हॅबिट्स. म्हणून इथे स्पेशली इंडिकेट केलंय की दिस विल हेल्प यू टू प्लॅन युअर एक्सपेन्सेस अँड युअर स्पेंडिंग हॅबिट्स मोर efficiently. So if you do not know where you are spending your money, so just keep a track on your spending habits on a monthly basis. पूर्वी बघा सगळे मंथली बेसिसवर करायचे, आता बरंच. सो दिस साऊंड रिडिक्युलियस बट बिलीव्ह अस, दिस विल डेफिनेटली हेल्प यू टू रिड्यूस युअर अननेसेसरी स्पेंडिंग. जसं बघा मी आता सांगतोय तुम्हाला, तुम्हाला वाटेल अरे हे काय सांगतायत सर, रोजचं लिहून ठेवा, बट दिस विल रिअली हेल्प यू. त्यामुळे एकदा करून बघा, आजपासून करून बघा, किंवा येणाऱ्या 1 नोव्हेंबर पासून करून बघा. पण कल करे सो आज कर, आज करे सो अभी. स्वप्नील, आजपासूनच सुरुवात कर. आजपासून बरोबर आज 14 तारीख, पुढची 14 तारीख, जो काही खर्च होईल, जो काही, त्याचं तू एका वहीमध्ये लिहायचं. संध्याकाळी बरोबर लिहायचं, आठवून आठवून की किती रोज खर्च केला. बघ तुला 1 महिन्यानी स्वतः जाणवेल. एकदा प्रयत्न तर करून बघ. एखादं आपल्याला काय म्हणतात त्याला, तुला काय ते कोणाला दाखवायचं थोडीच आहे. स्वतः स्वतः फक्त त्याचं ॲनालिसिस करायचं आणि तुला लक्षात येऊन जाईल की तुझा अननेसेसरी खर्च कुठे होतोय. आणि बिलीव्ह मी, म्हणजे हे बघा इथेच लिहिलेलं आहे, बट बिलीव्ह अस, दिस विल डेफिनेटली हेल्प यू टू रिड्यूस युअर अननेसेसरी स्पेंडिंग. जिथे आपलं अननेसेसरी स्पेंडिंग होते ते आपलं 100% कमी होईल. आणि स्पेंडिंग कमी झालं म्हणजे तुमची सेव्हिंग वाढली, सेव्हिंग वाढली म्हणजे तुमची इन्व्हेस्टमेंट वाढली, आणि इन्व्हेस्टमेंट वाढली म्हणजे युअर लाईफ विल secure. So proper usage of credit card, the credit card is the another part. तो आपण शेअर होल्डर्स व्हॅल्यू किंवा शेअर होल्डर्स वर्थ मध्ये पुढे बघू. अँड द लास्ट अँड फिफ्थ स्टेप इज सेट अप युअर प्लॅन टुवर्ड्स युअर फायनान्शियल goals. So now you know your needs, if your time frame and resources to reach your financial goals. All these informations are crucial. Without this above steps, so it is really impossible to set up a plan. So now it's time to implement the plan. So categories of financial goals, first is the protection. अँड मग प्रोटेक्शन मध्ये इथे हेल्थ इन्शुरन्स बद्दल आलंय आणि लाईफ इन्शुरन्स सगळ्यांना माहिती आहे. आता ज्या वेळेला जे मुलं आज वर्किंग असतील त्यांनी लाईफ इन्शुरन्स, हेल्थ इन्शुरन्स या गोष्टी काढलेल्या असतील किंवा कंपनी त्यांना त्या काढून देते आजकाल. आणि ज्यांनी अजून जॉब लागायचे आहेत तर त्या स्टुडंट्सला सुद्धा बघा, जॉब लागल्या लागल्या पहिल्या महिन्यापासून, पहिला पगार झाल्यानंतर पहिलं काम करा की तुमचे पैसे इन्व्हेस्ट करायला सुरुवात करा. कारण एकदा पैसे कमवायला लागल्यानंतर, माझा अगदी खरोखर लॉस झाला होता. मी जेव्हा जॉबला लागलो मला पहिले 3-4 वर्ष खरंच कळलं नाही. जॉब लागला या आनंदात 3-4 वर्ष असे निघून जातात. जर तेव्हापासूनच प्रॉपर इन्व्हेस्टमेंट केलं असतं तर आजही चित्र वेगळं असतं. म्हणजे पण हे असं होते, म्हणजे इट्स अ जनरल टेंडन्सी. त्यावेळेला कोणी सांगणारे नव्हते, आता तुम्हाला सांगणारे आहेत. आणि इट्स अ पार्ट ऑफ युअर सिलेबस ऑल्सो, युअर कोर्स ऑल्सो. सो यू मस्ट बी अ गुड फायनान्शियल प्लॅनर. सो विश यू ऑल द बेस्ट फॉर युअर फायनान्शियल प्लॅनिंग towards achieve your goals. So all the best to all of you. So students, please tell me, have you understood the entire things whatever we have discussed in today's lecture? Have you really understood? Yes, I want answer from each and every students. Not only yes sir, but if you have any query, please ask me. Yes, Akshada Raskar, Neha, Saili, have you understood? Yes. Okay, okay. Yes. Okay, Saili, you are under my guidance for SIP project. Okay, so meet me in the college, or I will call you, or you and we will discuss about uh, the new and latest topic. So I want from your side that we are going to study the real life scenario, and we have to collect the entire data whatever related with the realistic industry. Okay, so are you ready, Saili? I will give you one task uh, that I have in mind. There are 2 3 subjects. I want to collect NPA. I want to collect data related to NPA, that non-performing asset, because during this pandemic many of the cooperative banks were faced the challenges of what we can say vasuli, that recovery of loans. Okay, so that's why their NPA are going to increase. So that we have to study it. The previously what were the scenario, and now today is what is the scenario of recovering of the loans whatever given by cooperative societies to the person, maybe a farmer, maybe a small scale industry, maybe to the medium scale industry, whatever, that we will decide our scope under our under our SIP. ओके. सो स्कोप वी विल डिसाइड की आपल्याला फार्मर घ्यायचा आहे का, स्मॉल स्केल घ्यायचा आहे का, मीडियम स्केल घ्यायचा आहे. बट वी वॉन्ट टू स्टडी ऑन द NPA टॉपिक. सो सायली, मीट मी इन द नेक्स्ट वीक. ओके, कम ॲज पर युअर कन्व्हिनियन्स. ओके, यू आर इन पुणे or out of Pune? Pune. So meet me in the next week, and that time we will discuss. I will give you the entire plan. Okay. So I think Swapnil is not under my guidance. Akshata not, नेहा, सुप्रिया हे कोणीच नाहीये माझ्या अंडर, फक्त सायली आहे. सो सायली, तू पुढच्या आठवड्यामध्ये या, आपण एक टॉपिकवर रिअल स्टडी करू. याची तुला सुद्धा कळेल की रिअल रिसर्च काय असतं. तुला प्रत्येक स्टेप मी शिकवेल. आता अजून आपल्या अंडर अजून तू एक आहे आणि अजून 12 स्टुडंट आहे. तर 12 पैकी 5 स्टुडंट्स मला येऊन भेटून गेले, त्यांना मी कामं दिलेले आहेत. तर आपल्याला रिअल रिसर्च करायचा आहे. मागचा कॉपी पेस्ट घ्यायचा आणि तो करायचा, हे असे कामं आता आपण करणार नाही. हे लक्षात घे. बिलकुल अलाउड नाही आहे यावेळेस रिअल रिअल प्रोजेक्ट. कारण तुम्हाला MBA मधनं काहीतरी फ्रुटफुल तुम्हाला शिकता आलं पाहिजे. हाच एक फक्त त्याच्यामागे पर्पज आहे. ओके स्टुडंट्स, सो शाल वी स्टॉप? हॅलो. येस. ओके. ऑल द बेस्ट.